All right, and we are back for some more Final Fantasy XVII, and at the end of our last episode, we spoke with Otto, who said, hey, it's probably around time that you speak with Mid. I would like to do that, but also we did get notice of a couple side quests, so I think I usually like to make sure that we're doing all the side quests as we go.
How are you doing?
Let's view the Alliant reports.
Look.
And we should be able to go directly here. So all we know is for Great Justice. It's in Lost Wing for Quentin. Oh, I remember Quentin. And let's go ahead and travel directly there.
Good day to you.
Quentin was the guy who he basically runs the place, but I think his cover is that he runs the winery, or the vineyard, which puts him into a position of economic authority here, but also he's very much working with Sid. Although, have we seen him since the time jump? I don't remember.
If you ever need a room, Sid, just say the word. I'll have a bed made up while you eat, and that goes for your friends too.
Good to see you, Sid, as always. Master Quentin's out back.
By out back, I mean at the counter where we would expect to find him during business hours.
Ah, Clive. Your timing is exquisite, as always. I have a concern which you may be able to assist me with.
Go on.
There are whisperings afoot of shadowy figures having been sighted outside the village. Rustlings in the undergrowth, suspicious noises. My people fear that they are being watched. It may be no more than a surfeit of nerves, understandable in the current climate, or it may be the prelude to something altogether more dangerous. Given what I hope you'll forgive me calling your nose for trouble, I wondered if you might investigate.
I fall in love anew with the voice acting in this game every episode, I swear to God.
Of course.
Excellent. You might begin by speaking with the good citizens of Lostwing. Listen to their tales, and make what you will of them.
All right. I will.
There's one person over here and
Let's
two
see what
over
the people
there.
of the village have to say. I better find out if this is just nerves, or something we need to take more seriously.
And actually, based on the way that the paths go, I think let's go over here, we'll pick up Mr. 40 Yards, and then we'll head on back and get the other two. There's always like a little mini game about what's the most efficient way to talk to him.
You alright, Sid? Something on your mind?
There is actually. Can I ask you something? Quentin tells me people have mentioned shadowy figures out in the woods. Have you noticed anything unusual?
Oh, that. No, sorry, can't help you. I heard the rumours, mind, from the lads working over at the vineyard, but none of them has seen anything either.
All right. Thanks anyway.
Wait, you guys, wouldn't it be amazing if the outcome to this quest is we talk to all three people and not one person can substantiate the rumors and that's the end of it? Oh, I guess it was nothing. It was just people talking. There's no quest. Oh, that would be so clever. How do we get upstairs from here? Probably check the map is the answer to this. This is not the first time this has come up. I think we go up and around, if I remember correctly. Yep.
Do you have a moment? There's talk of suspicious figures in the woods. Have you seen anything out of the ordinary?
No, but I've heard something. Sound of scraping metal, like someone sharpening a sword.
Where was this?
In Lorbert's Pass. Was out foraging for herbs when I heard it, screeching out from between the trees. Ran back here as quick as my legs would carry me, and I ain't been back since.
I see. I'll look into it. Thank you.
I was in Lorbert's Pass when I heard it. Sounded like someone whetting a blade, ready to slit my throat. Put the wind right up me, it did.
All right, well,
Seems Lorbert's Pass is our best bet then. What do you say, Torgal? Shall we go and investigate?
Wait, I want to pet.
You were right, boy.
Also, the third person is gone. I guess it was just the first person that would give you a clue. Let me just make sure. Yes, this looks fine. And if we can
No
ride...
use calling Ambrosia now.
Maybe past the gates.
Good girl. Run like the wind.
Now, I remember in one of the Final Fantasy games, black chocobos could fly, but I don't know if that's canon
Be safe.
after that point.
You there.
Fuck! He's seen us. Get them before they escape.
Black Shield. Here.
The game is so often so poetic, and the characters are so eloquent in their various ways that they express it, and it was just very funny. Fuck, he saw us.
What the hell are you doing here?
What is it to you? Not that we give a damn. All that matters to us is that you don't leave here alive.
Oh, whoops. Oh, hold on. Somebody's doing some healing stuff. Wait, who's still up?
Why were they here? Are they planning an attack on Lost Wing? I need to warn Quentin.
All right, yeah, let's head directly back.
Clive, how goes the hunt for our sinister figures?
I found some black shields hiding near Lorbert's Pass. They're gone now.
Black Shields. The Empress's former bloodhounds, though they serve another master now. One who means to root out and destroy both me and those I care for. And it would appear the pack has finally caught the scent of its prey. Damn it all. I had hoped I would have more time than this. More time to prepare. But if we are cornered, we have no choice but to bite back. And bite back we shall.
I'm sorry. You're going to need to explain. Who did the Black Shield serve now? And why would that person want you dead?
Because I want him dead.
Who?
The former Lord Chief Justice of Sanbreque. All that I have built here is for him.
I don't understand. Why him? Why Lostwing?
I suppose it is better that you know the truth. I was a member of the judiciary once. So sickened was I by the injustice of this world, I swore to fight it. And fight it I did in my own small way. I saw more than a few corrupt officials condemned to the very cells into which they had thrown blameless innocents. Men to whom the law was but a scourge to turn against the powerless. And throughout, it was the Lord Chief Justice who backed me, who was my one true ally in the quest to see justice done.
So what changed?
I discovered that he hunted bearers for sport. I was a fool to think he shared my hatred of venality and vice. His support for me was no more than a facade, a means of ridding himself of his rivals, a mask to hide the rot beneath. I filed suit against him immediately. His response, however, was rather more visceral. He had my entire family slaughtered, and he faced no punishment whatsoever. I lost everything. My loved ones, my livelihood, my position, the faith I had once held that any modicum of justice might be achieved through the courts. So I set about enacting my own. I tracked down every soul who served him, and slit their throats myself. But the man himself proved an altogether more difficult target. With money and power come protection. And so I saw that I would need an army of my own. I came here to Lostwing and began recruiting like-minded individuals.
And everyone here knows this is why you do what you do.
Of course. They too have lost loved ones to the bearer hunts. Seen faultless friends sent to the gallows to spare the guilty. All under the watchful eye of the Lord Chief Justice. Our wounds are the same. And our cause is the same. We are comrades. And our revenge is already in motion. We know where he hides, how numerous and well-trained his guard. What we did not know until now, however, was that his plans may already be in motion too.
Quentin.
Our time is short. He may move against us at any moment, unless we move against him first. My friends and comrades, it begins. Make ready for war.
I'm not going to change his mind.
Wait, but we can help, right? Like, we don't just leave. Sorry, can I check the map? For real? We just, oh, I guess I'll just go talk to Mid now. First of all, I want to do anything I can to help this man out. He is either an incredibly accomplished liar, which he might be based on the subterfuge that he would have needed to do in order to pull off what he just described, or, but I think he's telling the truth to us is the point. The idea that we're just going to walk away, which I guess we will, doesn't feel great. I guess we'll go on to the next quest that in the Alliant reports, but this feels like a super weird time to leave. I can't even believe that, like, this is a side quest. Sir, can I assist you?
That his lordship's vultures should be found circling the village can mean only one thing. That he means to strike at us before we can strike at him. There is no time to lose. The final stage of our plan must be put into motion.
Brother, you say the word and I'm gonna help clear a path to that man's neck for you, but I guess we'll go on to the next part of our quest.
The most fragrant herbs and spices from the breads of the twins.
No one to man the ship.
Sir, I understand that I can provide some assistance. Do you also have an incredibly bleak backstory that you'd like to share with us?
Gone, just like that. And without so much as a by your leave.
What's the matter?
It's my apprentice.
He up and vanished while my back was turned. I'd go and look for him myself, but I've got a bakery to run, a bakery that's now short one pair of hands. Loath though I am to rely on the kindness of strangers, I'm at a loss. Please, will you see if you can find him?
I'll see what I can do. Do you know where he might have gone?
I wouldn't be surprised if he was off somewhere mooning at Drake's Fang. He used to work there, you see. Poor fool left his heart in its hollow.
All right. Then that's where I'll start.
Right, 500 yards that way. Half a kilometer might be traversable. Yeah, it would. I think it'll actually be faster if we come up from the jaw, so we're gonna go do this. Okay, we're near our quest destination. I don't see anything so far, but we're gonna look around for the baker's assistant. Let's just check to see... Okay, yeah, so it's gonna be maybe over here. Ah. Mooning over Drake's Fang indeed.
Excuse me.
What do you want?
The baker sent me to find you.
I am a sorry, selfish sod, aren't I? I'm certainly not a baker. Master must have ruled the day he took me in. Time was the sight of the Fang used to calm my nerves. But now look at her.
I take it you missed the Mother Crystal.
I hated her, but she was all I knew. Worked her mines for years. And when she shattered, part of me shattered with her. I had to trade my pickaxe for a rolling pin, but I'm no good at baking. Every loaf I touch collapses. My bread's as hollow as I am. She was the only thing that could fill the hole inside me. Oh, I loved her, damn it. But now she's gone. She's never coming back. What am I supposed to do? I ask her. How does a shell of a man learn to live again?
Perhaps you could express yourself in your work. If you miss the Fang, maybe you could recapture it somehow.
Recapture it? I'm a baker, not a... You know, you might just be right. What a fool I've been! I have to get back to the bakery right away. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. You've opened my eyes.
Wait. Suppose you won't be needing an escort then.
Ah, there you are. The man who lit a fire under my wayward apprentice. Though I worry you might have stoked the flames a little too high. He damn near ran me down trying to get to my oven.
Master, it's ready. Behold the Drake's Balm. A truly unique creation.
I dare say it is.
Just look at it. A perfect likeness of the Fang herself. Her steepled peaks, her fulsome spurs, her inviting hollow. True, my loaves collapse more often than not, but what's the Fang without her crater? Why, no fang at all. And look, inside. She's filled to bursting with a bounty of beautiful crystals. Salt crystals! Master, I have found my purpose. I must use my work here to preserve the memory of the fang.
Well, if it tastes half as unique as it looks, I'd certainly say you're onto something. Not only is my apprentice back, but he's finally pulling his weight. With any luck, I might even have a new delicacy on my hands. I don't know how you did it, but you have my thanks.
It looks delicious.
Now, Dusan, I know you're keen, but do you have to use the good salt? Leave some for the rest of us.
Sorry, Master. I'll go and get some more later.
The most fragrant herbs.
The finest fabric.
Oh God, everybody's yelling. It looks absolutely delicious. I just hope that it's not actually just some thin bread folded around a big chunk of salt. That doesn't sound very appealing. All right, you guys, let's go talk to Mid. All right, so the last time we saw Mid, we had sort of helped clean out a space and help find some workers to be in her workshop, and
If I don't come up with something soon.
I guess this is it.
All right, Clive? What do you want?
I'm going to visit Sid, and I thought you might like to come with me.
Sorry, I'm too busy for all that right now. I've got to get this thermal displacement stack sorted.
Thermal...
Displacement stack. Here.
And this is for...
Only the fastest, finest ship the world has ever seen. The Enterprise. Me and my dad designed it together. Where other vessels rely on the fickle winds to drive them through the water, ours is fitted with mithril engines. And those things have got more push than a behemoth in a bad mood, and more heat than all the hells put together. Which is where the stack comes in. I may have already talked some tight-lipped shipwrights into putting the hull together for me in a little dockyard in Canva. But the stack's a bit more involved, so I'm building it here. Thing is, it's so involved that I'm running behind and it's starting to hold things up over at the shipyard. I'll come and see my dad, though, when I'm done. Whenever that is.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Good old Clive. I were hoping you'd say that. First things first, I need some parts meching. The stack will be made up of 3 major components. There's the plating, here, that channels hot vapors away from the engine. The helm over the top, that disperses all that heat into the air. And the shielding around the sides. That stops the rest of the ship from going up in flames.
A full suit of armor, then. Probably best to take it one piece at a time.
Then you'll need to start with the plating. Everything else fits onto it. I've got the designs and the list of materials here. Show these to Blackthorn. He'll know what to do.
I can't make head nor tail of them.
Luckily, you don't need to.
I do... Wait, let's see if she has got anything else.
The engine plating's basically just a very efficient conductor. Create a thermal gradient across it and the heat radiates outwards, which... You know what? Just show the plans to Blackthorn. He'll know what to do.
I know Clive's not interested. I'm kind of interested in the whole, like, engineering of it.
Blackthorn, can I ask a favor?
Out with it.
It's for Mid.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise engaged. Spare myself the arseache. Go on then. What is it this time?
She said you would know. Here.
Krieger's teats. Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, but I can make it. Won't be easy, though. And I'll need help. Get Gavin-Otto in here, will you?
All right.
So Lid's roped us all in here again, has she? Typical. Still, if that's what it takes to get her to visit Sid's grave, I'll do what I can.
And, what is it we need to do, exactly?
Take a look at this. It's this plating. The usual sword grade steel won't work. We need something that can get very hot, very fast, and still keep its shape. That means an alloy. Something that won't break or buckle at the temperatures she's talking about. Which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got my work cut out already. You'll have to fetch them. Now, there's a special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Velcroy. Stardust, they call it. As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs buying and bringing back here.
Well, we'll get it done quicker if we split up. One of us should probably give you an hand collecting the sand.
And the other can go and get the rest from this supplier.
Right then. Well, make your minds up who's going where, and we can get this over with.
Gentlemen, thoughts?
Up to you who you take to the desert. I mean, Gav's good in a fight, but he don't have my winning personality.
Ah, don't listen to him. You'll be in the lowest of low company with either of us.
Speak with Blackthorn. Beyond this?
You going after the Stardust then, are you? Which one of these two lucky souls is going with you?
So I'm sure that Otto is very capable, but Gav has literally lost an eye. We know that he is extremely capable. I think we go with Gav.
Gav, you're with me.
All right, then. So, where do we find this Stardust stuff?
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Velcroy. It's the black sand that washes up on its banks that you're after.
Southern reaches of the Velcroy, eh? That's down past Dalamil. I'll go and scout the place out. See about hiring us a wagon to bring the stuff back to.
All right. I'll meet you by the river.
While you're off having a paddle, I'll pick up the rest of the stuff from Blackthorn's supplier. Take care.
You two, eh? Don't go letting him fleece ya.
Fleece me? I'd like to see him try.
In your own time.
Sounds like this river we're looking for is south of the Dalamil Inn. I'll hire us a wagon and meet you there.
I'll get us a good price. Is that one you want to worry about?
Part of me would want to go with Otto simply because we've never done an adventure with Otto, and I think that it would be interesting to see him in another setting. But I remember how much Gav valued being recognized and having his skill set acknowledged. So to have Sid/Clive here say, oh, I need a man I can trust. I need a man who's good on the ground. It's you, Gav. I just feel like he's going to respond. I don't think Otto needs that level of self-reinforcement, and I think that Gav, he may not need it, but he really appreciates it. Do we have anything new in here? The Oath. Nope, we've got that. The Martell Apples. Nope, nothing new. We do have a letter. Sid II, I trust you will forgive me for putting you and your dear uncle to the test. I'm confident that a man of your position can understand the importance of earning one's trust, especially in times like these. For what it is worth, you now have earned mine, and I can assure you that it shall not be easily relinquished. May this be the start of a fruitful relationship. Ruzena. I'm gonna have trouble remembering the name Ruzena unless we hear it a whole bunch more, because I spent a lot of time with this dude and I almost feel like we were talking him. He had a different name, didn't he? Like Lubon? It doesn't matter. I wound up really liking this guy, as with so many of the other characters, both primary and secondary, allegiances to Clive. It's just a really, really likable cast. All right, let's head to the river in the south of the Velcroy. Ah, here he is. In the shade, good man.
Sorry to keep you, Gav.
Better late than never. I've had a quick scout about, and I reckon round here's our best bet if we want to grab as much of this Stardust stuff as we can. Don't know what Blackthorn's planning to do with it, though. I asked over in Dalamil, and they seem to think it was worthless. But if Stardust is what Blackthorn wants, Stardust is what he'll get. There's plenty of this stuff lying about, just begging to be bagged.
Then let's get bagging, shall we?
We shall. Race ya.
The map says I can go this way. It really doesn't look like it, just based on the terrain. I have no idea if there is any truth to this, but it's always stuck with me that in the book version of Jurassic Park, the character played by Jeff Goldblum, and I'm so sorry that I don't remember the character names, Dr. Ian Malcolm, wasn't that it? He says at one point that he always wears black because it's a misunderstanding
so
that...
this is Stardust. It just looked like black sand to me.
It's a misunderstanding and incorrect that black is bad in the heat, and in fact it's very good at radiating heat and keeping people cool. I have no idea if that's true, but it's just one of those things in the original book that really stuck with me. That's not to say that I wear a lot of black ever, and especially not in the summertime, because boy, does white just feel like it doesn't get as hot. But I've always remembered that particular part of the book. There's a few scenes from the book Jurassic Park that I was very surprised did not make it into the movie. It's a fine movie, but it's easy to look at and say, where do we think is the last one? Probably down by the river. Let me just look up here. I don't want to have come up here and then it just turns out that I didn't go quite far enough. Nope, okay. Are we allowed to, like, spoil Jurassic Park at this point? There's a whole scene in the book, I guess Jurassic Park spoilers here, where they're trying, of course the dinosaurs aren't breeding. We've bred them all to be female, and there's no way that they can be doing that. And also they're addicted to this particular substance, so, like, we would know, like, they have to get this particular substance from the food or else they can't survive. So we have these very strict population controls, and we're 100% certain, and there's absolutely no way. And they've done this, they've verified this by doing a park-wide count of how many dinosaurs there are, like how many compies. But it turns out they only ever asked the computer to verify the current number of compies up to their limit. They never asked it if there was more. So there's a whole scene in the book where they say, I don't remember the numbers, but instead of like 56 compies, how are there 60? Yes. Are there 70? Yes. Are there like 100? And it's so cinematic the way that it's written that you can just envision like the zoom in on the screen as like they keep asking for larger and larger numbers, and oh, they have been super breeding, and they
that
just
should be enough for now. Let's see how Gav's getting on.
They didn't ask the computer the right question. They only ever asked it, are there 58 compies or whatever, and they never asked for more. It's similar, well, it's similar to something in Chernobyl where they simply never asked if it went above their current readings because they maxed out the reader.
You finished? How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
Oh, you win. That might even be enough for old Blackthorn. Hey, before we go, do you mind if we have a chat? Feels like ages since we had the chance to talk. You know, man to man like.
It does, doesn't it?
Back when you first took Sid's name, we were talking all the time. Working out what to do in that.
There was a lot to work out.
And there still is. Those shoulders of yours starting to feel the strain? Hardly ever see you around the hideaway nowadays. Always on some errand or other. You can take a day off, you know.
Says the man who spends most of his time behind enemy lines.
Only 'cause you keep sending me there.
I know I can count on you, Gav.
Likewise. So you keep sending me wherever you need to, and I'll keep going. Safe in the knowledge that I have a home to come back to. Thanks to you. Right, that's enough soppy shite for one day. We'd better get this lot back to Blackthorn before he slings his hammer at someone.
You go on ahead. And try to get some rest once you're there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. After Blackthorn gets what he needs, of course.
Right. Ready to go home, boy?
All right, let's head back. I'm very glad that we brought Gav and that the two of them got to check in. I don't get the sense that Gav was feeling neglected or underappreciated, but it's really nice to have a chance to check in and make sure that he knows, hey, his contributions are really, really valued.
Blackthorn, got everything you need?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Cheers for the stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
We should go out on maneuvers together more often. You're beat sneaking around on your tud all the time.
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It will take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
Suppose we'd better be getting back to work too.
Give us a shout if you need anything.
I kind of feel like I missed an opportunity to at least check in with Otto because he had a mark over his head. Sure, let's go straight to Mid.
It's no joke. If I don't come up with something soon.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn started work on the plating.
Excellent. 1 down, 2 to go.
So, what's next?
The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
Salvage from the ruins? I thought that material was all but impossible to work.
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and size pieces for what we need. What's the name back there? I'll give you all the details.
What's her name? Right.
Talk to her back there. You know, thingy. She'll tell you exactly which bits of which ruin we need. You just need to go and find them.
Okay. What's her name? Or I'm having trouble calling that name to mind. Speaking as somebody who struggles with names, I wouldn't necessarily hold that against her, but Thingy? that is starting to feel a little bit insulting. Hi, Helena.
Oh, Sid, is this about the helm?
Yes. Mid said I should speak with you.
I'll show you the plans then. Here you see the mithril engine, in which mithril is burned to generate heat. That heat is then harnessed to produce motive force. Excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacement stack, which disperses it into the surrounding air. Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, the rate of excess heat buildup would far exceed the displacement coefficient of the plating. In other words, the reactor would overheat and eventually explode. This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of thermal sink to absorb all that excess energy. Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far above anything we are able to make today. And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect material for our protective hood. Why? If sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produced would tear the ship from stern to...
You can stop there. I understand. Mid said we might be able to use parts of a fallen ruin. Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's in Lorbert's Pass, near Lostwing. The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, a certain unwanted visitor has taken up residence there. It's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's, going to be considerably more dangerous than that.
I see. Then I suppose I'd better deal with this unwanted visitor for you. Would that help?
Oh, very much. Thank you, Sid. I'll gather my team and head there right away. We'll meet you outside the ruins.
I genuinely really love how much detail they're putting in. Oh, they're going to start yelling. How much detail they've put into, like, the design of this engine and why we need these parts. Like, it would have been enough, as I've said on a couple occasions, to just say, yeah, we need 3 pieces. It's a video game, rule of 3. But instead, they're like, but these are specifically what the 3 pieces do. Really, I really appreciate the care in writing. All right, we've returned to the Velcroy, where we've heard tell of a notorious mark at the empty hovel, and hoping that it's right here. It's actually marked on the map near the, what is it, the fields of Karava. Found a treasure chest. Maybe the monsters that we're looking for will be angry that we stole their coins or something. Because so far, not a lot of sign of like an angry swarm like was described on the Notorious Marks poster. Maybe we'll just take one. Yeah, this is empty hovel. Maybe it's around the corner here. Is that possible? Oh, hold on. These look like the bad guys that we don't like. Well, I want to try to get all of them with these. Oh, I'm getting soul stung. Oh my goodness, look at how much life that just took. Yeah, don't hang out when they do that. Holy hell, god damn!
I need
Please get up.
Peace at last.
That was some real good insect swarmy sounds too. I remember a great many years ago, I looked away from the television and Beetlejuice was on, and there was this one scene, I think this was in Beetlejuice, the movie Beetlejuice, where there was like a fly buzzing around, and the sound on the TV was up, and it was so realistic, it absolutely got me like waving around my head, like in a panic. I was like, oh my god, what is this horrible insect that is like right on top of me? And it was just the movie. Just a very, very effective sound effect. All right, we have killed the Vilekin. Why don't we go... Actually, there's nothing really to turn in. It would only be the reward. So let's go on with our next task.
I'm taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything you don't need behind.
Okay, following up on our last side quest here, it sounds like they are evacuating the children, the elderly, and maybe a fellow there that can't fight from Lost Wing. Still feels ultra weird that I cannot provide any assistance with this. But let's see if we can get over here. It'll just be a little bit of navigating to... Oh gosh, I'm not sure how to parse this map. This way, I think. And you know what? There's going to be a 90% chance that we do want to go up on top of this bridge.
If you're ready, we leave at once.
I wonder if we had not done the quest...
Come, my children, the reckoning is nigh.
Okay, but it actually is this time. Like, I know that I say that all the time, but you really do need to listen. The end is near. Let's just check here, and this is the right way. What I was going to say, obviously, is that if I wonder if we didn't do that quest, if we would see signs of a preparing evacuation. I feel like that's a really neat add-on where doing that quest has led to an observable change in the world. It's not like we see them throwing together their suitcases, packing things up in crates, loading up the wagons to get out. That would be really elaborate and really require a lot of work from the animators and the set designers. But even to have the dialogue there and recorded, in case players have done this, because not everybody's going to do every side quest. There might be ones that eventually that I don't do. So I just think that that's... I really like it when a video game does that extra attention to detail. All right, not too much longer here to our destination. We're picking up some nice extras. I was hoping for a potion or two.
Straight home now.
Wait. We're not... Are we in a fight with somebody? Oh, because I didn't take these guys out. Okay, yeah, let's not lead the vampire thorns to the community of people that are trying to do their work.
Oh, there you are, Sid. Thanks so much for coming. The, ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about, I'd imagine. Would you mind?
Of course. I'll be right back.
The pieces we need are in the ruins, just over there, as is a terrifying monster.
Helena, Clive may not know a lot about engineering. He didn't get to go to any of those STEM classes, but procurement, he can help you out with that.
Anybody home? This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go.
Okay, just need an opening here.
Nice try.
Nope.
Nice try.
Where'd he go? Okay. I tried to dodge, and I was late in that one. Sick 'em. Oh, I lost him. Hold on. Just don't be in there.
Too slow. Nice try.
The things I do for you, Mid.
Sid! Oh, thank goodness you're safe.
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Indeed. Well, don't let us keep you. We'll, see that everything is transported safely back to the hideaway.
All right. I'll let Mid know you're on your way.
Pets. Yeah.
Fetch.
All right. Good, Torgal. Let's head back to Mid.
If I don't come up with something soon.
Mid. Helena has recovered the material for the helm. She'll be along shortly.
Excellent. Another job well done.
And just one remaining.
Right. Right, the shielding. This one's a bit of a bugger.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shielding. A prison for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started. I need something light. But I've racked my brains and I just can't think what would do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek. Harpocrates.
Tomes? Yeah, well, I'd thought of that, obviously. I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him, see what he makes of it?
Right away.
I've been going round in circles trying to find something sturdy enough to withstand the fire of the engines, but light enough not to sink the ship. Should have bothered old Tome sooner. If anyone knows something I don't, it'll be him.
I feel like a lot, and I don't mean this in a bad way, I feel like a lot of people know things that she doesn't. Like, she's very, very good at engineering, but does she know anything about troop movements? Does she know anything about provisioning? Maybe. I mean, she is Sid's daughter. That might have come up before she went off to school. But it's just one of those things where it's like, this is a team effort. It's not that one person is indispensable or knows everything. It's like everybody comes together.
How may I help you today, Clive? Your benefactors are a generous lot.
Sure are. The bearer's plight. Few are those who would strive to lighten the burden borne by the crystals cursed, but if we are to survive the coming storm, we must stand together. Bearer and brother, as you have shown us. A friend in Northreach.
Here you are. All done?
I don't know that I have an immediate need for that meteorite, but I'm very glad to have it. Really, I thought No? Okay. I thought that guy had a speech bubble over his head. Hey, Gav.
Are you still running round after mid? Oh, you poor bastard.
It was the same after Drake's breath.
I think it was just a throwaway line for the record. Like I don't think that we're learning a lot about, you know, mid disrespect to other people around her, but it's just one of those things where I work in real life, I'm very, very blessed to work with a lot of people that are extremely knowledgeable, and they know a great deal. They don't know everything, and I don't know everything, but together we can do some really amazing things, and I think it's really critical to talk to the people in your life, at work, friends, family, and to recognize the expertise that they bring to things.
Hippocrates, do you have a moment?
For you, Clive? Always.
Well, actually, it's for mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
Shielding for a mithril engine. Whatever will that girl think of next? And what are these notes around the edges?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that without a constant supply of pitch. I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragon fire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obelus might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company too.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go with whom in your capable hands, Clive.
So we'll talk with them, but similar to Otto and Gav, we've been out with Jill. Like, my first instinct is I'd like to go someplace with Taria. Hopefully I'm close on that. Taria? I always forget how they pronounce it. Just because, like, does she ever get to leave? Does she want to go on an adventure? At the same time, though, Clive and Jill have really struck up a relationship. Like, they finally got that kiss. They've had so little time to speak to one another. And Jill just went through something really emotional where, like, she got to take down the slave master that was so brutal to her that made her, what do they call it, prime her Eikon and fight on behalf of the Empire over there. I feel like we really want to go with Jill.
Shielding that guards against even the most ferocious flames. We could have done with some of that on Drustinus. I doubt I would have survived that place with or without it. A trip to Northreach, though, I think either of us could handle.
Yeah, if Jill was saying, listen, I need a little bit more time to get myself together, like I was really in a dark place and I'm still recovering physically and emotionally, then I would go with Taria there in a heartbeat, just because I think it would be interesting to hear from her and to go on an adventure with her. But based on where the story is, I just feel like it would feel like garbage if this guy that you were probably carrying feelings for a while and you guys just had that first kiss and the very first thing he wants to do is go spend time with a different woman. It just doesn't... hopefully they have a relationship that's strong enough that they can have friends, and in this particular narrative moment, I feel like they'd want to be together.
So, Clive, have you made your decision? Who will accompany you on your little excursion?
Very well. So then, what do we need to find?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
White chocobo eggs. Pepio nuts. Are you sure this list is right? Everything on here seems very edible. I would have thought the ingredients would be a little more exotic.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited, effects for which they were once highly prized. So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
Is that so? I've been meaning to visit Northreach anyway. I'll set out now. Join me there when you're ready.
I will. Until then.
You two enjoy yourselves.
You too, Talia.
Taria. And the way that they say it would make me think it was Talia, but it's Taria with like an extra syllable between the R and the J. It's such an interesting way that they have to pronounce. It's right there on the screen. I would call that Taria. It's cool. Let's just go.
Good luck in Northreach. Try not to get too distracted from the task at hand.
What I keep saying it like Taria or something like that. Yeah, no, let's go to Northreach Markets.
Are those Pepio nuts? I can never tell.
How goes the hunt for ingredients?
I've only just started. I'm sure everything we need is somewhere amongst all these stalls, though. Why don't we split up and see? We'll take a couple of ingredients each.
All right. What am I looking for?
How about you look for the Pepio nuts and some garlic? I'll find the other things we need. We can meet by the gate when we're finished.
I did really, really like it when she was like, these all seem very edible.
Fresh cuts. Come and get them before they're gone.
It would have been so funny if Tom was like, oh, I'm sorry, that was my shopping list.
You haven't much, but you're free to look.
Garlic, please.
I trust it's all here. Good day.
There's talk that the Glassgate flood has...
Oi, don't touch anything.
See, this was your trouble, Jill. You didn't just select it off the menu.
Go on. Take it.
That's everything. Let's see how Jill's getting on.
Did you find everything?
I did. Here.
Garlic and Pepio nuts. Perfect. Now all that remains is for Harpocrates to somehow turn all this into what Mid needs to keep her engine cool. But before we head back, would you walk with me a while? Thank you for asking me to help you today. It makes a nice change.
It does. It's good to get away from all the battle and bloodshed for once. Just being here reminds me of when we were children. Do you remember? Walking down Market Street in Rosalith, taking in the sights and smells.
How could I forget? What with Torgal's antics. Remember how his nose would prick up at the scent of sausages? He'd go racing away and we'd have to go running after him. We wouldn't catch you now, would we, boy?
Was there anything you wanted to buy for yourself while we're here?
There was, yes. Well, sort of. Molly in the kitchens told me about a place that sells particularly good pies. Thought you might like to share one with me.
I would. Thank you.
And I saw some bread. Big white cobs like the baker back in Rosalith used to make. What do you think? I thought we might get some soup to dip it in. But then I tried a slice of the butcher's dry-cured ham and it was just, oh.
You all right?
Sorry. It's just, you're right. I really do feel like a child again being here with you. Clive. Is it wrong of me to enjoy this?
No, Jill. This is how life should be. And it's how our lives will be when our work is finally done. When we can live on our own terms.
I hope so. Thank you, Clive. Well, I suppose we better be getting back. I need to give these ingredients to Harpocrates and Talia. I'll see you at the hideaway.
Take care.
I will. You too.
Yeah, just to build on what Clive said there, and one of the reasons that I wanted them to have this moment together is, speaking as somebody who is currently going through a period of upheaval and change, let's say, sometimes you just got to take any opportunities that you can to enjoy the moment and connect with the people that matter the most to you, because take those opportunities now, you never know how many more of them there might be. Let's head back to Harpocrates.
How's work on the shielding progressing, Harpocrates?
Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small part to your kind assistance. I was just explaining to Talia how we might best go about preparing the moon dew. And now that we have all the ingredients, we may begin.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
Of course. Oh, and Clive, thank you. It was nice just being with you.
It appears our work here is almost at an end. A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the moon dew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other. followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Hippocrates. Well, I better go and give Mid the good news then.
Actually, since we're right here at Hippocrates, let's just check in with him. I don't know that we did in terms of our recent adventures.
How good it is to see you, Clive.
Oh, did we not talk to him about Hugo Kupka and Tetten Crow?
I have said it many times.
Hugo Kupka was a murderer, but he was also a thief. A thief who robbed us of our happiness, of our hope. And though I know it is wrong to revel in the death of another, we can take solace in the fact that he will never steal anything from us ever again.
His story is ended.
Thank you, Clive.
Were you aware
that in many cities bearers are forbidden from having children? 'Tis believed that the aether used to bring a child into the world hastens the crystal's curse, lessening the mother's productivity. Such is the world we live in. Fortunately, Tetten Crow's parents were able to escape that world, if only for a few brief summers.
But what of the twins themselves?
Born in the hideaway, one touched by magic, the other spared its burden. Their minds are blissfully untainted by the poisonous rhetoric of priests and politicians. They will grow up knowing there is no difference between man and bearer, and they will pass that truth on to their own children, and they to theirs until the world we live in now is but a footnote in the annals of history.
Yes, change will come.
And through a magic which requires no crystal to conjure, one that will endure long after the last mother crystal has fallen.
I have a few new notes that might interest you. You wish to study the tomes?
We've already learned about Mid. Oh, let's read about the Enterprise, since this was absolutely not a topic of conversation before Mid brought it up in this episode, that I remember anyway. The Hideaway's mithril engine-powered flagship, designed by the father and daughter team of Sidolphus and Mididol Telemon. The ship is currently under construction in a hidden cove in the outskirts of Conver. Oh, Free Cities of Canver. Conver, a federation of neighboring independent city-states located to the southeast of the Dhalmekian Republic. While originally part of Dhalmekia, the cities achieved their independence in the year 857, hoping to step away from the Republic's internal struggles and focus instead on the commerce upon which their prosperity had been built. Political power currently resides with the Council of Guildmasters, prominent Canverian traders and craftspeople. The lack of a dominant or a mother crystal to covet, along with its considerable financial resources, allows Canver to retain both its independence and neutrality in the face of considerable turmoil elsewhere. As such, it lacks a standing army, the defenses of its walls having been relegated to a small yet well-trained city guard. Is there something new about Sid? Well, I guess we're going to probably go to his grave next. That's sort of what a lot of this has been about. An act of blasphemy. Telemon lost his life to a beast from beyond, passing the title of Sid the Outlaw to his protege, Clive. And then the Kingdom of Waloed. Let's read about this and then Ash, and then that will be our visit to the Thousand Tomes. The sole surviving nation in Ash, Waloed has its capital at Stonehere, home to the Mother Crystal of Drake's Spine. It is ruled over by Barnabas Tharmir, Dominant of Odin and Warden of Darkness, who has somehow managed to bring the hordes of marauding beastmen that once plagued his lands to heel, and persuaded them to direct their aggression at his enemies instead. These bloodthirsty foes have been deployed as far afield as Drake's Fang in the Dhalmekian Republic. And then Ash, which is the whole other continent over there, though slightly smaller than her sister to the west, the eastern continent of Valisthea is markedly more altitudinous, her lightly wooded shores guarded on all sides by nigh unscalable cliffs. Having been ravaged by the Blight still more grievously than Storm, the Kingdom of Waloed is now her sole remaining nation.
Did you learn everything you needed?
For now. Alright, let's report back to Mid, and since we let the fast travel time out, we're just gonna hoof it right on over there.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid, but you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat. A coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me. I'm just the errand boy.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way!
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require some precision walloping.
It's finished! It's finally finished!
Thank fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want it to be that. I don't want it to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Now Mid is the one that's going to go off and do 10 hours of side quests.
Mid told me she was building a
Oh, a new
ship.
missive. Hold on, let's go read the letter. She said that she'd be a minute.
just pop over and read this.
He cracked the crystal too.
Oh, a plus sign. Hold on, we really want to do those. I love all the plus sign quests. They unlock great stuff. Look at this. So Desert Alliance we read up through. We'll go from the bottom up, off the record. I was thumbing through the hideaway ledgers at Otto's behest and might have come across something that might need your attention, maybe. And by that I mean definitely, immediately rather. You know where I'll be. Gout. Yes. I mean, oh wait, are we gonna bamf over there? I mean, yes, but can I say not yet? I think, let's read all of them. Clive, something ain't right with that hound of yours. When it pleases your lordship, come pay me a visit at the toll. Hold on, we're gonna go do this then, because that sounds immediate, especially if Torgal's in a bad place. And then about Blackthorn. Cheers for your help dragging Blackthorn out of the dumps the other day. Thing is, I reckon he's gone and thrown himself back in, judging by the droop of his jowls lately. So I'm thinking maybe it weren't just the leather what was on his mind. Maybe there's other demons jabbing their pitchforks into his privates. I know you're a busy bloke, but next time you find yourself free, maybe we could go and ask the old bastard what's got him so hot and bothered, assuming it ain't just the forge. So we want to see all of these, but let's start with the Torgal one. If this just accepts the quests, if it was going to teleport us there, I wanted to see all of them.
What could be wrong with Torgal? He seemed well enough when I last saw him.
All right, is this a one or the other, or can we accept the others as well? Okay. So this is the ledgers one.
Trouble with the ledgers? Shouldn't he be asking Otto for help?
And then the Blackthorn one, where he was down in the dumps, and we got him that leather so that he could make like a really awesome suit. You learn that extra leather working craft.
Hopefully it's nothing. But I should speak to Blackthorn just in case.
All right, let's go see what we can do. Is that... And then there's a separate +1 over there, so we're not going to leave the hideout until we looked at that as well. But let's go find out what's up with Torgal, because I would not be happy if our dog got sick.
I got your note. You think something's wrong with Torgal?
So you can read. Congratulations. But I didn't say I were wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He's not been eating me treats. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as look at them. Didn't like him, which is why I'm of a mind that his mind's on something else. You've not been working him too hard, have you?
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
What was it you said he was? A frost wolf?
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it is that's woken inside him.
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything, you mean? Perhaps.
All right, let's see how far we can track this before it takes us out of the hideaway. I like following quest lines all the way to their conclusion, but in a game like this where you might visit the same place for multiple reasons, it always feels best to pick them all up, but at least we can talk to Tomes about Torgal right away.
Lawsman, I need to ask you about Torgal. Something's not right with him.
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, he seems to have lost his appetite, which is certainly a new development. She says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something to do with what happened at Rosalith Castle.
I rather think she might be right, though not about his appetite. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that resides within. and I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that afflicts Torgal, but a surfeit of it. If we assume that his newfound magics require additional nourishment to sustain, it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed to providing are no longer sufficient. Frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield altogether different nutrients. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known to grow to a size more than double that of their lesser cousins.
I don't recall ever seeing any that large.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rarely leave the safety of the highlands for fear of predators. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressida, and that was long before the village was abandoned.
Even so, it seems like a good place to start.
Good hunting, Clive.
Okay, so that will definitely be away from this place. So let's run down here. And we're going to go talk with Blackthorn, because he's right around the corner here. Yeah, so we got him that armor. He seemed very pleased with it, but I guess he's still been a little bit down in the dumps, and not because he threw his elbow out hammering the Enterprise smokestack, so...
Blackthorn, you have a moment?
Not really, no.
This won't take long. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. August was worried about you, and you might still be doubting your craft, even after learning the trick of that cuirass. Is there something else weighing on your mind? Perhaps sharing your thoughts might help.
That bastard's like a dog with a bone. Still, he's got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well, Karen showed me something I've never seen before.
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me, the edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realised he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling you?
No. Not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop thinking, how do you get an edge that sharp? It's driving me mad.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome, and we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not grateful for it. Good luck, eh?
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows about this sword.
What an incredible description. Barkeep, it's been a long journey, but we're here at last. Oh, hold on, I'm not sure I feel right. The rib cage just slides diagonally off the abdomen. Oh my god, what a way with words.
You're looking well, Karen.
What you want? Out with it.
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn. Single-edged and extremely sharp.
Running around after him again, are you?
I suppose I am, yes. But I need to help him find out how to work an edge like that. It's driving him to distraction.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go straight into private collections, which made it nice and easy finding a buyer.
Can you tell me who bought it? Where is it now?
You think I tell people who my clients are? Suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off me, are you now? Fine. If you stop mooning at me like that. Lord Ignac's the man you want. Delmechian bloke. Collects weapons and the like. And he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my favourite clients. Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dalamil, where I left him.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh, and he's a touch eccentric, if you take my meaning.
I appreciate the warning.
Okay, so one in Chrysidia, one in Dalamil Inn, which hopefully they've reopened ever since we completely smashed it to pieces. And then we've got another quest up here. We're gonna avoid the red marker for now. I earnestly thought that we would next go to visit the grave, but who knows what story beats that might kick off. Let's talk to Gout about the ledgers.
Clive, did you get my letter?
That's why I'm here.
Shh. Otto might be listening.
Is this better?
A little. Listen, I've some bad news. It turns out the hideaway may be slightly behind in its payment to certain lenders, and it's maybe my fault. But I swear to the goddess, I thought I had the numbers square. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a circle. 0, you might say. I can straighten it out, I swear, but it's going to take some time, and I'm going to need help keeping it from Otto.
Bit late for that, I'd say.
There you are! What a surprise!
So let me get this straight. You forget to pay our lenders what they're due, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. And I hope he'll dig you out of the hole you've dug for yourself. Clive, the man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you thought this was a cunning plan. Why? Well, who needs paying?
Oh, just Martha. And the dame. And, well, Lady Karen. But only 500 talents.
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each. 5 million each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and, well, I must have made some sort of oversight.
Those ledgers were my responsibility, and it was my decision to entrust them to you. This is my fault.
Do we have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle.
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rosfield's purse enough. After the king's ransom we had off him, he deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own if we're gonna make this work.
All right. But that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden yourself. Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are.
A little something Sid and I set aside for when times got lean. And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more discerning than yours.
I'm sure they will be.
Should be me making the rounds, really. But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark, arses to wipe, and all that.
I know. Which is why I don't mind going in your place.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because you'd rather Lady Karen killed me.
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
Well, I suppose this is goodbye then.
Don't worry. I'm sure Karen will understand.
Really? Do you think so?
No, I don't.
I do feel like maybe I've missed a beat in the story, that if the reason he's seeing her is, yes, we owe you the money, and here it is with interest. They owed 500 talons each, and they're getting star rubies that are worth 1,000. Now, they're gonna have to figure out some way to, like, broker that, you know, they can't spend that right now. They've got to get it washed through and actually get the cash for it. But still, it feels like it's a big step towards getting things right.
Here, Sid. Reckon you might be just the man to help me out of a bit of bother, if you've a mind to.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's about this alembic the chief's got me making. Lovely bit of kit it is. Bunging a solution you want splitting, and it will separate it out, just like that. Problem is, it won't always get rid of all the impurities. And with some of the stuff we need it for, that ain't good enough. Which is why I've been looking for something to filter the liquid we'll be cooking off. And that's where I was hoping you could help me out.
I imagine Ty could get some use out of this alembic too. Distilling medicines and the like. All right. Why not?
Proper job!
So what exactly do you need for this filter?
Nothing but bomb ash'll do, says the chief. Gave me a sample she'd obtained from the university stores. Couldn't believe my eyes. You pour the blackest blight water through it, and it comes out clear as a mountain stream. So, I did a bit of reading about where I might be able to get hold of some. And do you know what I found out? It's only the blimmin' bones of a bomb king. They leave them behind when they die, see?
I take it that's where I come in.
If you wouldn't mind. I saw a billet on the hunt board for one just the other day. Would have gone myself, but, well, fighting dirty great balls of flame ain't exactly my forte. You, on the other hand...
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you kindly. And good hunting, eh?
All right, listen, just because I've fought those giant balls of flame with greater success than failure doesn't mean that they haven't killed the crap out of me from time to time. So, let's head out of here, and as I said, I think that our top priority is going to be, we want to go slay Elder Antelopes in Chrysidia. All right, and on the way to Chrysidia, it turns out that we have to pass by Martha's Rest, so we might as well drop off her Star Ruby? Star Sapphire? Whatever it is. Star Ruby. It's actually right there on the screen.
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here, but it seems we still owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with our rebuilding efforts. And though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping you'd take this as payment.
A star ruby? I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again?
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the ground. Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have hit Otto hardest of all.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw in you too. And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do.
All right, Isabel I don't think is in this area, so let's go see if we can head about 400 meters that way. Yep, we'll go north and then over there and go see if we can kill the antelopes that Torgal needs to have a really good snack. All right, here we are in Chrysidia with what appear to be a number of normal-looking antelopes. Oh, no, they are elder antelopes. Hi, I'm so sorry. I need to borrow your bones.
You hungry, Torgal?
Oops.
Now, will it be enough, I wonder? I say that answers my question, which means we owe the lawsman our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy.
He put it in his back pocket. Okay, yeah, no, let's head back to Karen. We'll turn this in.
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. Take him for a walk, did you?
You could say that.
So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup. All right, no need to shout. Now we know what you're after, I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
You can, eh? I'm nice like that. In return, you can thank Tomes for me. The bloody know-it-all.
I was just on my way to see him.
Wait, are we really? Yeah. The best thing ever would have been if Clive went to hand over the axe to Karen and Torgal just went yoink. Snapped it right out of his hand.
Ah, Clive. Were you able to locate your quarry?
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction. And Torgal's been a very happy hound ever since.
Very good, very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
Ah. But that reminds me. After your last visit, I found myself pondering Torgal's talents. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought. But one which raised certain questions in my mind. You see, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone. And while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one Eikon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the Eikons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce of late.
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst our allies and not our adversaries.
Oh, he's more than an ally. He's a friend.
Okay, Torgal is back in good health. And... wait, we... use the hunt board to locate the Bomb King. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that that was something here. But yes, we want to be able to go find the Bomb King to get that. Let's see if we can locate where that person would be. Kill him, and then use his ashes to get... it was water purification. Did I follow the conversation successfully? Ask about bomb sightings, but quietly. You don't want to alarm anybody. Yep, there it is. So this is the one for the Breaker of Worlds with no location listed. We will either come across this or not, I guess. And then Bomb King. A curse breaker aiming for the Imperial chase took a wrong turn into a nearby wood, within which she discovered the ruins of a fallen airship, and within them, a beast akin to a great ball of fire that chased her screaming from the grove. The soldier later identified the creature in an almanac of echoes, but was firm in her insistence that the bomb she saw was near 10 times the size of the one depicted therein. So this is in the Croc in Sanbrec. Well, let's see. I am pressing the wrong buttons. Hold on, let's get back here. Still not the right area. Alright, I just want to zoom out. No, don't know why I'm suddenly failing at this. Zoom. There we go. Had to click in the stick. So we can go to North Reach. Sanbrec? I am so sorry. I want to look at the board again. The Croc in Sanbrec. I have no memory of being anywhere near something called the Croc, but maybe I just wasn't looking carefully enough. Nope, I don't want to travel. The Holy Empire of Sanbrec is up here to the northeast. Nothing up there. Let's look up here. The Croc. We've got to go here for other reasons. Baywatch. Lorette's not. Didn't we? Maybe we already went here? I think we already went here on a different quest. I'm just sort of like picking out names that are familiar to me, but where we're looking for the croc. Huh. And this feels like all of Sandbreck. I don't see any unexplored areas going up to the north. It's always possible, but I feel like if that was accessible, it would tell us about it. Norvent Valley, we will have gone to the end of it. This is going to be one of those things where suddenly I'm going to see it. Oh, no, you idiot. It was right there the whole time. But at the moment, I don't see anything that bears that name. And some of the labels get removed when you zoom out, so that's why I'm sort of in real close. The croc, right? Oh, wait, I guess it could be down here. It could be down there. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We've got to go to the Vale anyway, so why don't we go to Northreach? We'll go north, and then we'll try to head south past Clearview there.
There's talk.
How the hell is anyone supposed to...
Did you hear?
The gates to heaven.
I want to see you again. It's all right.
All right, I'm not yet sure where the... Hold on, Vale Courtesan. I'm not yet certain where the Bomb King is, but we can at least settle part of our debt with Isabel.
Milady, I come bearing gifts.
Gifts? Whatever is the occasion. Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you, to settle the Hideaway's debt with the Vale, and to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first time around. The man owes me nothing, nor does the Hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly. It was the least I could do.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the Hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
Long ago, yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done, but it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that. Go will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us.
We will have an opportunity to go back to Gout afterwards. Alright, so after a bit of exploration, it turns out that out on the furthest eastern portion of this map for Sandbreck, it's something called the Imperial Chase, and here there's a zone called The croc.
Look what we have here. Greetings, Your Majesty.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, gonna be a little bit judicious until I figure out what it is that this guy does that's gonna cause unlimited damage. Oh, we summon friends. Yep, no, we're just gonna stay right the hell out of that. Okay, hold on. Nope. Oh, wow.
Too slow.
Okay, no, please go back. I badly overcommitted on that. Okay, that also carries us out of the blast zone. Looks good. Yep, no, I'm good. I'm good. We're just gonna let some of these attacks expire. Okay, think it's time for a potion. And I jumped directly into the next one. Nope. Those were some very close calls.
Now to collect the ash. This looks like the stuff. Let's see if there's any more.
I like him spawning like 24 of his closest friends to all blow up.
That should do it. If the wine needs more than this, he can fetch it himself.
Okay, although we could bounce back to the hideaway, why don't we go visit Dalamil? Then we can go back to the hideaway and turn everything in all at once.
People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
Oh, hi, remember me?
Back again, are you? Any more trouble and you'll be barred for life, however deep your friends' pockets might be.
Yeah, as long as we are settling up debts.
The whole mother crystal gone. What are we gonna do?
Oh, hi.
Welcome. If you're hoping for a bed, I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. One of our wealthier patrons has purchased the use of every room, hoping to keep out the riffraff, as he puts it.
My reputation will be ruined! Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself a mischief.
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? Oh, no. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen. Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage. But I have one condition.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power to grant.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have your audience.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went?
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. The bandit's bed. Every ill-gotten coin in Dalamil is said to pass through that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell, and best of luck.
Boy, I like Redim here. Redim seems like a stand-up dude who talks to people and, you know, is willing to recognize their value, not like Ignac over there who just seems to be throwing a big tantrum. And I understand that if you lost him stuff that was important to him, he's not feeling that, but it's not my fault. It's not anybody else's fault. They don't deserve to be called riffraff and filth and whatever else.
It's a wonder the Republic tolerates the existence of the bandit's bed. You would have thought a few dozen good men might put an end to the problem. Then again, what commander would want to march his troop into the Valcroy?
Yeah, when they could instead be shaking down the populace for their crystals. All right, let's take a quick look here, and we want to go there. Yep, and it looks like if we bounce to Valcroy Desert, we'll be able to get there ever so much faster. While we're traveling here for a moment, I just wanted to say that regarding the payment of the Star Ruby to the madam, and she's like, well, you know, I don't need it. My help was given freely because, you know, it's a just cause. Okay, no, we go around. And Sid did me a solid and stuff like that. All of that can be true, and also, and she seems to be fairly well off. And also, sorry, we might get some loud music here. The funding from that Star Ruby could buy a lot of security for the people in her employment, for the people who help finance that employment. You know, it's just a big benefit to have that extra bit of financial flexibility. It's not necessarily about saving it for the dame herself. Dame, right? That was her title? But maybe reinvesting that money in the community that she's building there. Okay, let's pop off here.
We've got company.
A bed maker.
On,
that's
lads,
a fun
let's tear
title.
The bastard's head off.
Oh, wasn't expecting another hit so soon. I didn't charge that properly.
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it back to Dalamel.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What shall I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
A formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Radim here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right, speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
Oh, a true work of art, that one. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike, and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever does. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow. There's a brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Fine question. Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more. But it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness. A mineral quite foreign to this great realm of ours. And that is the key. The secret ingredient. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered. Take this, together with my regards. The very stone of which I spoke, far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself, and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However, it is long past time we prepared ourselves to depart.
So it is. I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of curiosities. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scoundrel, but he is hard at my heels.
And there are many other collectors out there.
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis. Lord Byron Rosfield. And is a perennial thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern. May our paths cross again. Radim, we mustn't dawdle.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Thank you again for your assistance. Coming, my lordship. I'll be right there.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we?
Alright, he made good in the balance in terms of, like, I won't just tell you about it, I'll give you something to demonstrate how it's done. People deal with frustration and irritation in different ways, and it's a video game, but also in the real world. Maybe he would have had some other stuff going on which made him extra cranky. Still, not my favorite dude, and I like the fact that Uncle Byron is kind of getting one over on him.
Sorry for the wait, but hopefully you'll agree it was worth it.
You learned something about that sword then?
I did better than that.
Hey, a whetstone?
Yes, but not one you'll find anywhere in Valisthea.
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last, no matter how good you were.
Even so, is there some way it could be used to give the Cursebreakers an edge?
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattled me. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the Cursebreakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. Nah, no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine, now that's something to consider. And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard-wearing, for that matter. Just imagine it. Good Valisthean steel with an edge as sharp as any found in the Outer Isles. I won't make a copy, nah. I'll make something much better.
I'm sure the Cursebreakers will be delighted. Just don't push yourself too hard.
Don't you worry about me, sunshine. I've been working day and night since I was half your age, and I'll still be here when you're long gone. Hey, thanks, Clive. I mean it. I owe you one, August too. It's good to know someone's looking out for me.
You'll be happy to hear you said that.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make's got your name on it. You come and find me when you've got the materials.
All right. I will.
I was thinking I might have the materials, but for something called Excalibur, this might be an endgame style thing.
Back, are ya? What do you want?
Well, I'd like it. Oh, look, we do have it. All right, one Excalibur, please.
Should last you a good while.
Anything else in here? No. Can we reinforce it? I don't think you can ever reinforce purples. Nope.
Anything else?
And there it is. Excalibur is on our back. I don't know if we can get a good look at it, but we'll probably see it cleaving some enemies in half. That's a good-looking sword. I like it better than some of the other designs. Some of his designs, as I've pointed out from time to time, look ultra uncomfortable. Let's see. Let's do the plus sign first. I feel like we're fairly close, and this way, when we go to the other one, we'll be right in range of the next story mission. Also, so Valisthea is not the planet that we're on. It's like the hemispheres that we're in. It's the two continents, which are also known as the twins. I'm so sorry to be this deep into the game and being like working out some of the proper nouns, but I know Storm, I know Ash, I know the Curse Breakers, I know the Bearers and so forth, and I'm still trying to keep some of the different nations straight from one another. But Valisthea, it's just an interesting idea that it's like this hemisphere, because they specified that the swords that Blackthorn was so taken with are from far beyond, like basically implying the other side of the planet or whatever.
All right there, Sid. How's that hunt for the bomb ash going?
I have it here.
That's the stuff. And plenty of it, too. Enough to keep the Alembic bubbling away for a good old while. You're a gent, Sid. Let nothing say otherwise. Right then. Let's get this contraption up and running. There we have it. The Telemon Alembic. And it works just like the chief said it would.
Very impressive.
Says the man who cut down a burning boulder. Speaking of which, I still haven't returned the favor.
There's no need. The good it will do for the hideaway is reward enough.
Don't be silly. Why don't you let me take a look at that bag of yours? The one you keep your potions in. Reckon I could work some magic on that, huh?
What kind of magic?
Well, we happen to have isolated a substance in our test run of the Alembic that I reckon will make even the toughest leather supple as anything. Thought we might use it to breathe new life into old boots and the like. Save the hideaway a few gil. Ah, I reckon if we slap a bit on your bag, it'll loosen it up enough for you to squeeze in a bottle or two more.
Well, it can't hurt to try, I suppose.
That's the spirit. Leave it with me. I'll only be a mo. Well, what do you reckon?
It certainly feels more flexible.
Right? Told you.
Thank you. I think.
No. Thank you for supporting Mid and the rest of us in our endeavors. Without you, we'd never have been able to discover wonders like that stuff I rubbed on your bag. And I'm telling you, there's plenty more where that came from.
You have obtained a treated potion satchel, hereby increasing your capacity for carrying consumables. Item slots increases are as follows. Wow, it is 2 more potions, 1 more high potion, and then the strength and stone skin tonics go up by 1. The healing potions are a big deal. There have been a couple occasions where I ran completely dry. I try to play as carefully as possible, but there's been a couple moments where it's like I'm in a real dire way, so I love the idea of having a little bit more healing. All right, let's go talk to Gout. Or Goat?
Goat. Still alive, I see. So Lady Karen accepted the ruby.
Ah, about that. I tried my best, but she was just too stubborn to take it. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me I could stick my stupid stone where the sun don't shine.
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever. Let me see what I can do.
Oh, wonderful. I hope you have better luck than I did.
Okay, to be 100% serious, I almost didn't do this so that I could go fill up the satchel bag, but now we get to go to the merchant anyway, so I'm very glad that I didn't do the shopping first.
Lady Karen, Goad tells me you weren't happy with our offer. Would you prefer the debt was repaid in coin?
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you lot me hard-earned gil. I may have tossed a talent or two in the Hideaway's coffers, but those were donations, and you can hardly call it charity if you go asking for it back.
Of course not. But one good turn deserves another. And our circumstances have changed. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have become a prince.
Oh, so you're a prince now, are you? Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it or not.
I was going to say this is the best outcome because, again, we need a broker for this. She's a merchant. It makes all the sense in the world to have her handle the transaction, take whatever fee she pleases, and then the rest of the money can come back and help out the community.
Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a star ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and ask twice as much. Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell her that it's always a pleasure doing business.
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stones. Thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been paid last month's wages.
Oh, so you remember what's owed to you then? Get your ass behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are square.
Right away.
I've seen that before.
Yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit, or because the filthy sod couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before
Before he died. 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship, which is where I met him. He bought passage to, forget where. And having nothing better to do on the long nights, we sat up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that, on account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have?
My family were the ones who summoned the constable, wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him. forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth. He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me, just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction, and I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather go at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
All right, and in terms of... Oh, we've got one more thing before we wrap up. Let's visit with Desiree.
How may I help you today, Clive? Come to claim your just desserts?
A light from the heavens. The goddess Gregor teaches us that to walk with the wretched is an act of greater good. If we are to accept this truth, then one could not rightly call he who follows this path an outlaw, a humble servant. And a high cleric's medallion. Let's take a quick look at that.
Earned this. Come again. I may have more for you.
That sounds like the sort of thing that increases healing potency. Let's bounce over to gear and icons. And we'll take a look here. Berserker Ring, I think, stays on. Increase defense by 30, maybe. And then this is increases ability points. I don't really want to take this off, but... yeah, increases healing potency by high potions by 25%. And I bet that you could even stack it up with the other... increases combo damage by 5%. I feel like I didn't know that we had that. The other Cleric's Medallion, regular potions by 40%. Yeah, so you could do both of them. I feel good about where we are with the things right now, but if we hit a point where we want to have a lot more healing, we now have that capacity. And... on an episode that is highly centered around the themes of telling people what they mean to you and how they help you out in your life and recognizing their value, just a whole pack of quests that were really centered on that. I think this is going to be a great place to call it for this episode. We will catch you again as soon as we can for the next one.